Hi everyone! Welcome back to Anna PH. If you are new here in our channel, well, I am Ma'am Anna and I share my insights, practical tips, as well as useful strategies in order to help researchers like you to explore the world of research. In addition, the goal of our channel is to assist you in making your research project less stressful and easier. In fact, in today's content, we will begin a series of videos about qualitative data coding. In particular, we will talk about the important terms in data coding, which you should know immediately before you delve or go deeper with this task of data coding. So, ka-researcher, grab a notebook and make a list of these important terms. Tara na, and let us start. First, let's start with the basics. Let's have the umbrella term, data coding. Ano nga ba ang data coding? According to Saldana in 2016, data coding is the process of organizing and sorting your data. Codes serve as a way to label, compile, and organize your data. So once again, data coding is the process of organizing qualitative data. So, inaayos natin yung ating qualitative data into categories, labels, or themes. So, nakakatulong to sa ating mga researchers in order for us to make sense of raw data. So, pag sinabing raw data, it may be interview transcripts, observation notes, o kaya naman mga open-ended survey responses. Now, aside from organizing these types of data, sa data coding ay ina-identify din natin yung mga patterns, trends, themes, as well as recurring ideas. Okay, now that we know what data coding is, let's talk about the essential terms you need to know about it. Let's have term number 1, code. Code is a label that describes the content of a piece of text. In addition, a code is a word or short phrase that captures the essence of a segment of your data. It's like giving a label to a thought or idea. So, ka-researcher, ang code ay maaaring isang salita o short phrase, grupo ng mga salita that you use to label a thought or an idea. Second term, we have coding. Coding generally refers to the process of labeling and grouping similar types of data to make generating themes and analyzing the data more manageable. Further, according to Gibbs in 2007, coding is a way of indexing or categorizing the text in order to establish a framework of thematic ideas about it. Third term, open coding. Open coding is the first step of coding. Here, we break down our data into small parts and assign initial labels to them. It is like brainstorming because we are exploring all possible ideas without filtering anything out. As according to Corbin and Strauss in 2015, open coding involves labeling the data with codes, looking for concepts, and identifying categories. Next to open coding, another term that you should know is actual coding. After open coding comes actual coding. Dito, we start to connect our codes to form broader categories or relationship. Dagdag pa ni Corbin and Strauss again in 2015, actual coding relates categories to their subcategories, specifying the properties and dimensions of a category. Okay, so example ng actual coding or ginagawa sa actual coding. So, for example, we have encountered sa interview responses and made codes like heavy workloads and time constraints. So, itong dalawang codes na ito, we might group these two into a category called as work challenges. Kapag meron na tayong mga categories, the next step is selective coding. Ano nga ba ang selective coding? Selective coding involves integrating everything into a central theme or story. For instance, yung kanina natin, work challenges might fit into a bigger theme like work-life balance issues. Now, kanina pa natin naririnig yung salitang themes. Ano nga ba ito? Let us define this term. A theme is a recurring idea or pattern in our data. It is what we find after coding and categorizing our data. Saldana, 2016, emphasized that a theme is an outcome of coding, categorization, and analytic reflection. Ka-researcher, alam nyo bang there are 3 types of coding? Siyempre, isama na natin sila sa ating listahan. When we talk about deductive coding, we make use of predefined categories or theoretical frameworks to code and analyze our data. Crabtree and Miller stress that deductive coding involves applying a predetermined set of codes to the data based on prior knowledge. In inductive coding naman, we identify patterns, themes, or categories within the data without using preconceived categories or frameworks. So dito, codes emerge from the data itself. So ka-researcher, sa inductive coding, it means letting the data speak for itself. So the codes, the themes, they emerge directly from the data. And yes, for our last term in the list, we have hybrid coding. In hybrid coding, we integrate predefined categories or codes derived from existing theories or frameworks. So that is deductive coding, right? But with the flexibility to allow for new codes to emerge directly from the data. So that one naman deals with inductive coding. So meaning, hybrid coding is the combination of deductive and inductive coding. So there you go, ka-schoolers and ka-researchers. We're done with the definition of terms regarding qualitative data coding. Ilan nga yung words natin dyan? Patingin nga ng listahan mo. So, with this content, hindi lang nalaman natin yung definition ng bawat important term na yan. But we're also provided with somehow a background information about what are included in this qualitative data coding as one of the main tasks in qualitative research. Kaya naman ka-researcher, please pakitandaan na yan, yung mga important terms na yan, because definitely makakatulong sa iyo yan kapag pupunta ka na or nandun ka na mismo sa proseso ng data coding. Yun naman kasi, yung goal natin sa paggawa natin ng mga videos dito sa ating channel. I want you, Ma'am Anna wants you to deal with your research process in a more easy way, in a less stressful way. Kaya naman, if you find this video, this content helpful, then please hit the like button and pakishare na rin itong video natin at yung iba pa nating maraming videos dito sa ating channel sa iyong mga classmates, sa iyong fellow researchers. Lagi natin sinasabi, in one way or the other, it is our goal, the aim of Anna PH to reach them in order to assist them as well, no? Sa paggawa nila ng kanilang research project. So there you have it, ka-researcher. Thank you so much. Salamat po sa Diyos for being with me. And yeah, I will see you in our next video. Bye!